Please join with me. Pledge allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you all for coming tonight. Does anybody have any additions to the agenda? Hearing none, we're going to pass. Even I don't have any. Chair's remarks. I'll wait till open comments, so I don't have any. And open public comments. Is there any? Come on.
I'm Munson Hicks. I'm jumping the gun a little bit. This is probably part of the new business, but I saw under the agenda that there was a discussion of the Wyndham Regional Commission appointment, and I have discovered that Tim has volunteered to join the Wyndham Regional Commission, and I just want to say I certainly hope you appoint him, because he will be a terrific addition, and the Wyndham Regional Commission is going to be more and more important to the town than it already is, and it's becoming quite important, not only to the town, but to the region. So I hope you support it.
Thank you very much, Munson. That was very nice. Come on, please, Bronna. I want to tell you, I forgot it was on the agenda, so go ahead.
Want me to wait?
Do you mind waiting?
No.
Because it
It is on there.
It is on here, and so I think we'll discuss it
If
then.
I fall asleep, just wake me up.
We will.
It's not that you're boring, it's just that I'm exhausted.
We'll run out for coffee.
I would take it that we were
Or
back
order
to
it
work.
in.
No, I'm just exhausted.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Don't be.
Okay, I have, as chairman, for open public comments, I have two things. First one is, this is my resignation for, not select board. Did I have you all worried
No.
or excited? No. This is my resignation for emergency management director, effective June 30th, 2016. And with doing so, I would like to recommend, and I have talked to David Emery, who would be very interested in this position, as he's leaving his in June as well. He's been to the highway, I believe, and to the fire department, has discussed it with them, and everybody's on board with that. You can wait until then, or you can do it, not tonight, but we would put it on our future agenda. Okay? So please accept this resignation. Right? And then the last thing I had was, Mike Ball stopped by the house and gave me this. He bought it for the town. We'll give it to the highway department. And he said that perhaps put it at the end of, the parking lots, one or the other, because when it's when it's freezing rain, it will light up to the color, blue, I guess, and we'll let you know that the roads are icy. So if you don't mind, I'll pass it on to the highway department and ask them to put it up here and at the end of the parking lot. Which parking lot would you like it on? Perhaps the one up, I don't know.
Why don't you leave it up to David?
Okay. And maybe have David talk with the town clerk and see what they would like to do. Okay, anyway, this is it from Mike Ball.
Tom, thank you.
All right, moving right along. Police department copier lease, wanna come up, Cindy, please? And this is the lease we couldn't get out of when we went from our police department to the Wyndham Sheriff's Department.
That is correct.
Yeah, and so take it from there, if we need more, I know Katrina's up on it as well.
Okay, well, it comes due, the new lease comes due July 1st, and the option that on here is option 14, which I circled on the second to the last page of the lease, and that tells you what you have to do. In order to either get out of the lease, you see option 14 circled?
No, I don't.
Which page is it on again?
It's on the second to the last page.
It's really hard to read, the one we have.
She did it different.
I don't have 14.
Okay, well, there's an item 14. I said 14.
No, I printed off everything that was there.
Okay, yeah. Anyway, item number 14, it says renewal or return of product, and
Okay.
it tells what you have to do. You want me to read it?
Yes, please. I mean, is it a big one? Oh, boy. Okay, go ahead, though, we need to know.
After the minimum term or any extension of any schedule to this master agreement, such schedule will be automatically renewed on a month-to-month basis unless either party notifies the other in writing at least 30 days prior to the expiration of the minimum term, and the minimum term was 5 years, or extension of such schedule provided. However, that at any time during any month-to-month renewal, we have the right upon 30 days' notice to demand that you return the product to us in accordance with the terms of this section, which is section 14. Notwithstanding the foregoing, nothing herein is intended to provide, nor shall be interpreted as providing, A, you with a legal enforcement option to extend or renew the terms of this master agreement or any schedule, or B, use with us with any legal enforcement option to, I can't read it, it's so small,
It is, and it's really kind of blurry to,
yeah,
of course, I thought that was my old eyes.
to compel any such extension or renewal. At the end of or under termination of each schedule, you will immediately return the product subject to such expired schedule to us or our designee to the location designated by us and as good condition as when you received it, except for ordinary wear and tear. We will bear shipping charges so long as replacement equipment is selected from Icon. So if you replace it with something from them, they'll pay for the shipping, otherwise it's on us. You may want to check with the sheriff's department, I'm not living here. The sheriff's department, because if there's a hard drive in the printer or the copier, it has to be removed. Because there's stuff on it that is
Would be the,
confidential for the police. I don't know if Icon will take it back if it doesn't have a hard drive. Okay, so if there is a hard drive, we would have to remove it before we send it back. And I don't know if they take it if we removed it.
have you spoken to the sheriff's department?
I have not done anything except notify the select.
Yeah, okay. What would you like to do? I say we notify them first, but go ahead. Sandy.
I think we should notify them first because you're looking at almost $7,000 for a 5-year contract.
That's just the equipment rent.
Yeah, you
I-
have a lot of copiers
I
go
looked
downstairs
into
for that.
this, it cost us,
Yeah.
just for the rental, the monthly rental, it was $6,900. And the total cost with all the copies was $10,039.50.
Yes, I remember that. That's a lot.
So, that's more than my copier cost, mine was 5,000 something. However, we have to do something,
Well, you're right.
if we wanna get out of it, we have to give 30 days notice.
Yeah, I think we could do that. We have plenty enough time.
Until June,
June 1st, we have to get it to them.
so, so until July 1st we have it.
We
July
have it till
1st.
July
Okay,
1st,
Okay.
But we have.
but we have to give them 30 days notice if we
So
wanna,
June
otherwise
So-
they'll start charging us monthly.
So we have to do it within 2 weeks here,
Yeah.
so they can get it for June 1st. So go ahead.
Well, just a question on how do we determine whether this has a hard drive that needs to be removed?
I believe you could ask the sheriff's department, they're familiar with it.
They are.
Yes, so,
All right.
Mark
Yeah, Mark
Anderson?
Anderson.
So he could tell us, and then if there is not one, we're good to go.
I think
If
we
there
should
is
send
one,
it
then it
back.
has to be removed.
Right.
Yeah, I believe that we could certainly do much better if we just either outright purchased it or looked somewhere else. That's a lot of money for a copier over a 5-year period.
Oh, well, yeah, especially one that's already been
And then
used,
the
and we've
other
already
question
paid
comes up
10,000.
is how much copying are they doing there? Because,
Well,
I mean.
let me interject, we don't have to provide them.
And that's the other thing. Our
Right.
contract with them does not indicate any sort of office machinery like that.
No,
It says we have to have storage of.
yeah, I would say, maybe have Katrina, who's probably already written it, right? Yeah, an email, send it to Lieutenant Anderson, asking him if it has a hard drive, and if so, please remove it, and we'll, and send a letter to these people who come to get your
Like I
copier.
said, they may not take it back without the
Yes,
hard drive.
yes, and CC
Right.
her. Oh,
Yeah,
well,
so-
maybe there's a way to wipe it out.
Well, that's what I was thinking. I
Maybe,
was
you
gonna
know,
ask.
cause I mean, I can,
I
you
know
know,
that-
format my hard drive like my sister did mine.
I know at one point, I was talking with Mark about copiers in general, and he said that whenever a police department gets rid of their copiers with hard drives, the hard drive has to be removed, because there's always residual stuff on it. You can't just erase it. So,
We might have to buy.
We have to buy a new hard drive.
That's fine,
Cover it over.
that's
So-
fine, that's, yeah,
but
that's cheaper
it may
than,
not have a hard
this
drive,
contract.
so in which
It's
case
so
you could just
old,
ship it back.
that's true. It may not even be made anymore.
We'll find out when we hear back.
That's
Yes,
what- yes,
yeah,
Mark will
um,
let us know.
yeah, and, CC Cindy in on it, as well as myself, and, let's get this moving, and, write up the, notification to them immediately, and then we'll let, you know, when to release it, right? Yeah, okay, and then certainly you'll be CC'd on everything, so you'll know,
Okay,
okay?
yes.
Thank you very, very much.
Thank you.
All right, Kevin, you're up. Thank you, Cindy, very, very much. Okay, Kevin.
Good evening.
Good evening.
What would you like to know?
Well, we need to know about that flooring. Did you get an estimate on, well, it doesn't really matter, I guess we need to get that floor down.
Yeah,
But that, what is it, a spray-on floor or whatever?
the epoxy floor? Yeah, first thing we're gonna have to do is have the existing floor, not the bamboo floor, but the underneath of that floor. That's gonna have to be removed. Catamount Environmental, I spoke with them, and they can remove it. I forgot my glasses, so bear with me.
But is the issue there asbestos
Yes.
tile?
Here, you need reading glasses?
I don't know if those will do it.
You can try them.
Try them. We need your information.
This is gonna be fashionable.
Well, now, don't you look nice with those little diamonds on the side? Yes, it does, doesn't it?
Coordinated,
Looks like it should-
I gotta quit buying mine at the dollar store.
that's where I get mine.
Do we know it's asbestos tile for sure, or we just
Yes,
guessing
it has
at
been
that?
sent off and tested.
Okay,
Catamount did send it off and they tested it.
Thank you,
It
Kevin,
did
for
test
doing that.
positive. And I do have an estimate here from,
Well, would have had to been, think about it, it was built in 1969,
think so,
70,
but-
something like that,
70 to 73.
Yep,
The estimate from Catamount is $2,975, $2,975.
okay. Have to have it done.
Well,
Take
that's
it
the
down.
thing, you can't, the condition the tile is in now, it's gotta be
It's,
dealt with.
yeah, cause I mean,
You
if they
can't
start
leave it
trying
there
to
and
pull
cover
up
over
something
it.
and
No,
and
no.
it has asbestos in there, I mean,
Yeah.
we have to take care of it,
That's
to
right.
get it out.
Kevin, does that include getting rid of all the adhesive that's on the floor and that kind
Yes.
of thing to put the epoxy down?
Yes.
No.
Perfect.
No, it doesn't.
Doesn't include the epoxy flooring, that's.
No, no,
No, it
no.
doesn't.
No, no.
Possibly
No,
cleaning
The
it.
adhesive
The
that's
adhesive-
holding
I
the
thought
tile
you said
down.
and the epoxy.
No,
Yeah,
no,
no.
no.
I'm very sorry.
It
No,
does
no problem.
include the adhesive.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, because both of them tested positive.
Wow,
And we're guessing, I don't have a firm estimate on the flooring, but to grind down what, the concrete before putting the epoxy down, and then putting the epoxy flooring down, somewhere around 3,800.
That's not so bad, and how much did we get back from the insurance?
Yeah.
The insurance company, we're gonna have to send these figures off to the insurance company. We emailed the insurance, I shouldn't say we, the email has gone out to the insurance company. They won't just cut you a figure and say, we will give you a check for this amount. It's, how much are you gonna pay, you know, what do you wanna put in, and we'll cut you an amount. So
Yeah.
they won't just blindly say, you know,
But wouldn't an insurance company, I mean, what was ruined was the wood floor,
correct.
right, or that bamboo flooring. Now, why wouldn't they say, well, that bamboo flooring was worth 3,000, so, we're going to give you that amount, go ahead.
They would do that if you want a set price and you do whatever you want with the money. But they prefer to get estimates on what it costs to put in what you're putting in, and then they see the estimates and they approve it ahead of time. I did send an email off to Jen and asked her if the select board wants just, this is how much money we want, you know, not this is how much we want, but give us a set amount and we'll do what we want with it. She said you would have to get an estimate on what it would cost to replace it back to the way it
Original.
was with the bamboo.
Yeah,
Which would be a lot more than this.
And then they would make the decision of how much of that they would cut a check.
yeah, I don't expect them to pay the $29.75, that is up to us, and we do have the emergency fund for that, the emergency line item for that. And then, of course, the rest of that flooring, whatever we don't get back from the,
I know they had
Insurance.
approved the two
Carpet.
carpet choices. And that, one of them was, I think, 3,000 something,
Yeah.
and one was 2,000. They did approve up to that amount, so.
so,
But-
just a few hundred more, and we've
But,
got the,
yeah, so, but if you
what we
want
want.
just to get a check in the mail and you do what you want, then we have to get an estimate on replacing the bamboo.
okay, yeah, we don't wanna put that back
No.
on there.
No, they agreed with that, but that's how you would get a set price, otherwise you have to submit an estimate in and wait for their approval.
Okay. So what's the pleasure of the board?
That's to be done.
Yeah, I move that we authorize the obtaining of estimates, which then can be sent to the insurance company, and that we go ahead and get the floor cleaned up, remove the asbestos, and
Hire
take it
Catamount?
down, and take it down to smooth concrete for additional floor.
Yep.
I'll second that.
So
You want to
get a clarification here.
Yep.
You want me to just go ahead and book Catamount now?
Absolutely. Get it out of here, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, as long, just a minute, as long as, you're not doing, like where the chief used to sit.
Correct.
Right, it's just those two rooms over, okay. Go,
That was my question, where would the sheriff's department be?
Yeah.
In the meantime,
Well, that's it. They're gonna be displaced for a period of time. How long, I don't know.
they can't use that
But,
back room?
they do use their back room.
No, everything that, most of the stuff that's been taken out has been put in that
Oh.
back room. So they, during the period of time that this is being torn up and the other floor is being replaced, they are gonna be displaced. Where they will go,
Well, why not use the room that, we call the seniors room if it isn't in the way, if they need privacy, that would be a room they could use,
I guess
correct?
the question would be, how long is this room gonna be out of service?
Yeah, how long did Catamount say it would take?
I did not get a time
All
estimate.
right, because the other option is, I know we have our meetings in here every 2 weeks, but this is also an isolated location.
Well, how about, how about letting them use the, EOC? They've used
That-
it for training,
They have
That
access
would-
to that building anyway, right?
yes,
That
they
would be
use
the
it for
most
training.
logical
Yeah,
for,
they call me
movement.
every time they need to go in there, they call me
Plenty
and
of
get
parking,
permission
sure,
and,
yeah.
yep, absolutely,
Great
so.
idea, Chris.
Yeah, So why couldn't they just use that
was
building
most
until?
logical.
And
Yeah.
all the rats are gone now.
I don't know what they're,
I hope,
I don't know
After
what,
But you know-
$400 worth of
I-
extermination, I
I
would hope so.
know, but it was bad up there,
I'm
and there
well
was
aware.
dead ones up
I
there.
don't know what the computer situation is there.
Huh?
I don't know what
Yeah.
the computer situation is there.
There's computers there,
And they have
and they have their
laptops
own
anyway.
laptops
Yeah.
anyway, so.
They
Yeah.
can survive for a few days.
We just don't have one of those hook things for the
I-
handcuffs, you know.
I can't
Don't
imagine
talk
it would
to the
take
sergeant.
too long to do all of that.
Put them to one of the bunk beds.
Yeah.
How many square feet is it?
About 700.
All right, as long as Catamount is, is like, told that maybe, or asked approximately how long is this gonna take, because they'll probably get in there and get right out of there within a week or two, correct?
I gotta imagine it'll be a day or two.
Right,
Dave, I was gonna say.
yeah. And then how fast you can get this other floor in. Who did you have, did you find somebody that will do this other floor?
Yeah, I've talked to a couple of people. Damien doesn't touch it, Lawton doesn't touch it. But I did talk to one other individual that said he could do it.
Okay, and he's a floor person? Okay, very good.
Well, he's a contractor, yeah.
Contractor,
And
okay,
that's the 3,800?
yes. Okay, motion's on the floor, to,
Hey, I just have one more
yep,
question.
sure.
You mentioned in the 3,800, it was bringing it down to concrete. Isn't that gonna be done by Catamount? They're removing the adhesive?
Catamount will remove the adhesive.
Okay.
This guy will come in and he'll grind it down
Smooth it out, kind
and
of.
smooth it out and all that good
Okay.
stuff.
Depending on how smooth it was,
Yeah.
there's maybe a little bit of touch-up work that's
Yeah,
needed.
Yeah, there might be.
Judging from.
I would hope not, based on it being asbestos, they're gonna have to remove everything.
Well, no, they are, that's true, but if the concrete's
But
heaved
not,
or.
but just those tiles have that, and it's
Well,
probably,
judging from this
It's in the
floor
glue.
out here,
It's in the
there's gonna
glue.
be some,
Yeah.
if you look closely at the floor,
Yeah.
actually both of them.
Well, I don't
Some.
think too, we need a dead level skating rink quality,
No.
Yeah,
No.
okay.
Well, it's after all. Yeah. We'll give them more traction if they have a few bumps.
okay, are we ready?
Can I just clarify the motion? 'Cause
Yeah,
I-
wait, because I want you to read it. And if it's wrong, then we'll correct it as we go, because I have totally forgot it by now.
I can't read it right now. That's why I'm clarifying.
Okay,
So I have that we're authorizing, Steve has made a motion to authorize the hiring of Catamount Environmental at a cost of $2,975.
yes,
And that's where I kind of lose you from there.
okay.
Is it to obtain the necessary estimates for the epoxy flooring?
Well,
No,
Although
he's
it
got
already
that.
sounds like
he's
we have
apparently
that.
got them
What's the
already.
name of the
I wasn't
company?
aware that.
I wasn't in it.
Windridge.
Windridge, and to hire Windridge?
Windridge,
And to hire.
Okay.
Okay,
to,
you're skipping a part where you need to get, something to the VLCT, so you can get the money.
Right.
Well, yeah, I would,
We don't need a motion to that, though.
we don't need a motion to that, though.
Just get
Is
Well,
that would
is
be,
the- Is the select board authorizing Kevin to get an estimate on the amount it would take to replace? not
if he's already
replace-
got the estimate?
No, he doesn't, that's what I'm trying to say.
She's saying
Oh.
she's saying for the bamboo.
No.
No?
No,
So to obtain the necessary estimates for
okay.
providing the epoxy flooring, right?
right, and apparently you have that.
Go ahead, Cindy, please.
That's a
If you
rough
want
estimate.
that lump
It was
sum
only
of
a
money,
rest.
so you can do what you want, you have to get an estimate on what it would take to return the floor back to bamboo. You're not getting bamboo, but that's the estimate you have to take.
Is that what we
lump
want?
sum.
Do we
I don't
want a
care
lump
about the
sum?
lump sum so much, I think what you do is, we know we've got asbestos, we've gotta deal with that. Take it out, I mean, you
Yep,
can't leave
that-
it in
that-
there, once it's
yeah.
been disturbed like this. And then the other thing, in order to do anything with the floor, you gotta make it level.
Okay.
So that's the second
But you
thing that
gotta
has
get-
to be done.
You have to get it, if you want VLCT to pay for the damage that was done, you have to send them either the estimate from Windridge saying, and I don't know if they'll, they may say, we'll only pay you 2,000 of that.
So-
Or the estimate to what it would have cost to replace it back to bamboo, and
Why
then
don't we
they'll
just
give you
do that?
money. You have to have one or the other, you're not gonna get any money from VLCT.
Not
Yeah.
any at all?
Not if you don't have anything to base it on.
Well, if you got the work done and you've got the bills, it seems to
No,
me like
you have to
it's
get it
No.
approved ahead of
early.
time.
Oh, yeah.
So, what, okay, go ahead, Sandy.
Would they cover removal of the asbestos?
Probably not,
No, I don't think so, because,
Probably not, I can
because
answer.
that's
Yeah.
not from the damage that was done from.
No.
But to
it's-
replace it with a bamboo, wouldn't you have to, since it's been,
Okay.
Okay.
They went
okay,
right
no,
over
because
it.
see, that wouldn't have been disturbed, we just
Okay.
put bamboo. All right, so just get the estimate for the bamboo to, you know, what it would cost for bamboo, it's gonna take a phone call to Damien's. How much would that cost to put a bamboo floor on? Give the estimate to her and send it up and get a
You
lump
probably
sum,
don't even
end of
need to
story.
do that, you can probably just call Bill.
Yeah,
Bill's measured it, he knows what's there.
yeah,
He'll
Okay.
call around, get prices on bamboo flooring and be able to throw you that estimate and say, hey, Bill,
Yep.
this is for insurance purposes. You know, I'm not doing this, but tell me what it's gonna cost me, send me an estimate for what it would be to put bamboo with what you're gonna do with epoxy, and so I can send it off to the insurance and we can get this whole process moving.
Well, let me withdraw my motion and we'll go with what Josh just came up
no,
no,
with. No?
don't withdraw your motion.
I don't.
We're not gonna withdraw your second, are we?
no.
Parliamentary
Okay, so your
procedure.
motion's gonna hold.
All right.
The motion was to hire Catamount to come in for $2,975 for the removal of the asbestos tiles and the glue. All right, then hire Wind Ridge for $3,800 for that blown-in floor, whatever it's called,
Epoxy.
epoxy floor. All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, and now, it is a consensus of the board for you to call and get a price or an estimate on what it would cost to replace the floor to bamboo. And then have Cindy, give it to Cindy and have her send it up to, okay? All right,
Get the bamboo out of our yard.
okay, so now that is it?
Yeah, fine, that sounds
Good
good.
to me.
All those in favor, did we do this?
We did this.
Yes.
We did.
Oh, I'm sorry. All those that oppose,
Whose glasses?
the ayes have it.
Mine.
Sandy's.
Very fashionable.
Thank you so much, Kevin.
Thank you.
Appreciate it. All right, recycling committee now. Hi, everybody, come on up. Bring a chair, do we need to get some more chairs for you? Cause I'd like you all up to the table, yes. On both sides. I can't hear you from here. You have to come up here or you're gonna come to the microphone.
Yeah.
You have to come up here, please. Because I cannot hear you, neither can anybody in the audience. Thank you. Now, if you need chairs, we'll get you some.
Please, slide it back over, you better.
Slide on over.
Okay, thank you all for coming, and thank you for coming up to the table because it's hard to hear. What do we have?
What do we have? Well, the recycling committee would like to ask the select board, to remove the municipal services from the pay-as-you-throw budget.
You mean the assessment?
We already did that.
You mean the dumpsters?
Yeah,
The
dumpster.
the recycling dumpsters?
no, the
No,
municipal
no.
services like, the fire department, the rec, the town.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think we should.
What would we do with it then? We'd get our own dumpster?
We do have a dumpster.
I think it,
Just-
it used to come out of the select board budget. And then apparently when,
Yes.
Mike Quartermash set up the new budget, the pay-as-you-throw is actually paying for all the municipal services. They're paying for the fire department, the town building, the school, and the rec
Yes.
department, which makes it untenable for that program, pay-as-you-throw, to ever be self-sustaining at anything under like $10 a bag or something. So,
It makes sense to remove it, I just don't know how to do it
How,
within the
how
budget.
would we do it within the
That's
budget?
already passed.
Yes, that's already passed,
I-
and at town meeting.
I don't know,
Neither do I.
but,
but if we,
If you get a
if
true
we don't
picture.
do something, Heather and the rest of the committee trying to figure out bag prices can't figure out a bag price.
No, I get that,
In it, you
I
know?
get that, I get
but
that.
we're using that now as a buffer. So we're kind of like, okay, we decided we didn't need to use that number, it would be used as a buffer, because we don't ever know how many bags are gonna be purchased, and the tipping fees, cause there's a, you know, variables. So that will be a little bit of a buffer. for
The other reason that makes a lot of sense is we've had multiple discussions that the people that are buying the bags are supporting the pay-as-you-throw, the ones that aren't are not supporting it. And so that means all the people that are buying bags, like myself, are not only supporting pay-as-you-throw, they're supporting the municipal in its entirety. So those not buying bags have no
Yeah, I
financial
get
value.
that. I get that now.
You're also supporting recycling and composting.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, I
Which
get
should
that.
not be.
But we haven't worked that in our budget. How are we going to,
What was the
how are we gonna
thought-
deal with that?
What was the thought behind leaving, by not addressing it in the budget? I wasn't
I
clear,
don't
of
think
course.
that, when
It
it
never
first
been
started up,
brought up.
that even came to mind,
We
and
didn't
we just
know.
thought, well,
Well,
what the heck, we're
the
the
s-
municipality,
the
let's just
school-
throw our junk there.
The school system, really? The school didn't budget for waste?
I didn't even know the school was on it, to be honest.
We didn't either,
No.
we just found out like a month ago.
No, but what I'm saying is, you mean the school did not budget in their $4 million plus budget to deal with their
Yes.
waste?
No.
Because they do that by the town.
Yeah,
That's amazing, amazing,
yeah, it is.
I know,
amazing. Oh,
But, I mean-
Well, I mean,
The only,
but nobody
you
has
can-
it in the
You can look
budget.
at that two different ways, though.
what
You
is
know
that?
how expensive it is to raise money on the school side versus the town side.
Well, then they should have said something about, hey, make sure you put some dumpsters in your budget for the school. I can't even imagine why. something
I
like
don't
that is-
disagree, but I'm
is
just,
the
I'm
threat.
bringing up that
So,
as an aside.
So how many dumpsters does municipal, well, plus school have?
They,
I think we have.
I bet you 8.
no,
They just re-
It's right, one.
they have
They did take
one
away
6-yard, they have,
They have 3 or 4 of them
Wait a
right down here
minute.
at the school.
They're not all.
no, they're not all the same.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
Oh.
They, currently, they did have 2, now they only have 1 6 cubic yard for rubbish emptied weekly.
say that again, 1?
1 6 cubic yard container for rubbish, emptied weekly. And a 4 cubic yard container emptied weekly for compost.
That makes sense because of the cafeteria, yep. And that's all they have.
And
That's
then
the
they have
school.
two recycling, what are they? They're like a trash can, but they're on wheels,
The totes.
the totes.
Yep.
Okay, what other municipal dumpsters do we have?
The fire department has a 2-yard container dumped weekly.
2.
A 2-yard.
2-yard. A2.
So that's the
2-yard.
small
It's a
one,
little-
right?
yeah.
Am I right?
That's the size like of the
The compost
composting ones
bin,
down there.
yeah. It's
Oh,
like a
yeah,
compost
okay,
bin one.
yep,
Okay.
okay, that's fire department,
The rec
right?
department has a 4-yard dumped weekly.
That doesn't get dumped through the winter though, correct?
It
It's
says
as
here,
it
this
is,
container has sporadic use and can easily be on scheduled service during the busy summer months and on call off-season, so.
Yeah, during the winter, I mean, the parking lot's not even plowed, so.
Right, so we probably.
They're not getting there to do the
You have to ask
dumpster.
more
Right.
specifically to 2 that answers to those,
but,
you know.
but
Okay.
the way the contract is now, it says 4 cubic yard container emptied weekly.
So we're paying for it weekly, okay.
So we pay for it weekly, whether they pick it up.
Whether they
Or
can
not,
even pick
maybe.
it up or not, yeah.
Yeah,
Right, so some things would need to be addressed through the contract, but,
Yeah,
right.
So,
that makes sense.
fire department, rec,
Okay, the town garage, they just says have a few bags or barrels per week. and the town office, several bags per week. That's the breakdown we got from Triple T.
And recycling.
Yes, excuse me, recycling at the town offices.
And then there's odd bags at the cemeteries.
Cemeteries.
What are the prices of these? Did you figure that out, or?
Yes.
Or did I put a monkey wrench in them? I did, I'm sorry.
Well,
Sorry, because now that you've said it, I'm like, uh-oh. Sorry, because I was like, what is she doing?
That's, I was trying to see what kind of services that they would need, so then we could have a price and
That we
then,
can pull out.
Yeah.
pull out.
from
That's
the
what I was
pay
trying to
and
do.
Yeah, I understand it now, and forgive me, I really apologize for that.
So,
And then I was like, oh boy, okay.
so,
I'm sorry, but it's, my,
Did you
Quickly.
find that out? Because I was gonna say, does the fire department really need a big, the thing it needs, and does the rec need that big either also? Cause isn't it at the school?
Well,
no.
I think that would be,
During the winter?
there was
wouldn't
some,
that be a
there was some
question the select board
recommendations.
should ask, rather than the
select board should
recycling
ask the
committee?
department heads.
Yes.
and
Yeah,
they
the
can
select board
discuss
should deal with
And-
that.
that, we don't know
And
what they
the
do.
Right.
Triple T had recommendations
Right.
of different
Oh,
services.
that's the next
And
question.
they have different services, so you can have a container there, but they're gonna charge you, so maybe it's not emptied weekly, maybe it's an on-call basis, and they'll charge you X amount of dollars to come dump it, but you're still paying a rental fee. And then you pay the fee when you have it come dumped.
Do you know what the rental fee is?
It depends on the size.
You don't have that in.
You don't have the, because
Yeah.
we have
They
the
just-
size,
They just
2
gave them to
cubic,
us, yeah.
Right.
2 cubic, 6 cubic, and 4 cubic.
Well, I'm sure somebody's paying the bills, so we probably can find out from that what it's
It's
costing.
all rolled into,
Right
It's
now, it's
all
all inclusive,
into
you know.
it's not itemized.
Yes.
Right, it's not line item right
And
now.
so, yes, we were trying to line itemize it, and nothing's itemized, so it's just all rolled into it.
Okay, but our problem is we didn't budget for this.
Right,
Right,
So we have no budget for it,
right,
for this year. I
Right.
mean, we would have to put something in the budget
for,
for next year,
Right.
which would be, what, 17, 18?
but if we could separate it and then,
Well, when we
Well, we would
have
have
we
to
have
then.
a new contract coming up with Triple T, right? Or we need to sign one very soon? Yes, no?
they,
we currently don't have any contract.
we have a
It's all
handshake
Yeah.
deal.
Okay,
But they're
So-
looking to go forward with possibly a contract as well, so if we can get all the
yes.
details worked out, then
Yeah.
go forward with a
So written in that
contract.
contract, they, understanding that this year it's all coming from the same line item for them, it doesn't matter to them.
Yeah, they don't.
Right.
It
they
matters
don't
to
No,
us.
they don't
As long as
care.
they,
We want,
Right.
we want
Get their
two
money.
separate contracts, we want a municipal contract
Right.
for what you guys just
Or
outlined.
itemized,
Right, or even broken down, they could, you
Itemized.
know.
It would be
Yeah.
so much easier to have the
Yeah,
contracts
right.
broken into
Two
two
different
contracts.
contracts,
Right.
I think, one for the
I would-
townspeople
yeah.
and one for the town. I
Yeah.
agree as well, that's a good
Yeah,
idea.
we need a municipal contract and then we need a pay-as-you-throw contract that's totally separate, that can equal to the dollar amount that the contract agrees on, those two figures together. That way, when we go into next year and we're planning our budget, we can set a municipal budget and we can set a pay-as-you-throw budget, so we don't continue to run
Yeah.
this fund dry.
Well, and if-
Okay, now, just when Janet had
And
some,
then maybe through your liaison, you could all find out if whatever dumpsters people have, if they really need that size, or if there's a way that they can.
Correct.
yeah,
find something.
absolutely, we would do that,
Yeah.
trust me, we'll,
Yeah.
that's gonna be right on his forefront of his thoughts when we get to budget. I'll make sure. Right, Josh?
They'll take care of it.
The only thought that we had going forward in the near future was that it possibly could come out of the solid waste fund to cover the municipal costs.
Well,
We
yeah,
don't know
because we
what the
would
budget's
save that,
Because I mean, that is tax money, it's old tax money, it's not current
So we-
budget money.
because
And then
we've,
you could replace it,
right, because
next year, but-
we've raised money for the assessment.
right,
So that's not gonna come out of there and deplete
Right.
that fund,
Well,
correct?
what we-
Exactly.
Correct?
Yeah,
exactly.
right.
So,
Okay.
so we at least have that,
But we
And-
really need to look at that fund. We
Oh, yeah, oh,
really,
definitely.
Really need to look at that fund.
I know, but the thing is that you had us frightened that we were gonna be $158,000 in the hole.
You would
So,
have
I mean,
been.
we had to act, and, you know, so,
We would have been that much in the hole, yes.
exactly, so I'm like, you know, kind of trying to be realistic here, so.
Okay, so at the current bag price, and with what we're doing right now through the year, assuming that we can't do anything with this upcoming year's budget, because it's already been voted on, so we're waiting for 17-18, can we survive on the money that's in the fund, based on what we're doing right now for that year until we can get this done correctly?
If you keep bag prices where they are
If
now.
we keep bag prices where they are.
And keep, weekly pickup.
Well, I think we were more concerned about getting a survey out to ask people.
Right, because we did have the survey
don't-
prepared too.
Yeah, I don't know about a survey anymore,
That's what you said at the last
Okay,
select board.
no,
meeting.
you guys said that, we said that would be a
No,
good
I-
idea if it was needed,
Well-
but let me see your survey.
Got the survey.
Do you have a copy for the whole board?
Is this the most recent one?
I have.
Cause I'm not so sure that we need it now,
So with
cause we can't, I don't know, well, let me look
I was
at
trying
it
to find the
first.
quarterly
Anyway.
report.
Can I give a couple of these out to
these
the
are
people?
all the options under the sun.
May I give this out to a couple of people, I mean.
Yeah, I think I have.
I only have two, so please share. For all of you guys to share. And
Only
here
one.
For all of you guys to
From
share.
these, all of
Sorry.
these are all the choices under the sun. These are all our choices.
That was one.
And this is based on, the figures, the bag prices are based on a 15% reduction in trash and a 15%
You
reduction.
know, somebody's gonna get that and go like that.
A lot
That's
of
too,
them are.
that's too much.
Okay.
Too much, too confusing, and, I like the idea of, do you use curbside trash pickup? That's a good question to ask people. Do you use curbside recycling pickup? That's a good question to ask people. Do you compost? And where, blah, blah. But this, all this business is just, I don't know.
Well, you
I
only
mean,
have to circle one.
I don't get to circle one, I get to circle them all if I want to.
But we,
got that
you know, I
to
mean, I
deal
guess
with.
the select board could, the select board could narrow down from those 8 to which ones you feel are most appropriate
Let's see.
for you know, because there are a lot of choices.
Well, what's
There
your,
is-
circle one only of the following, what's your question though? I mean,
Those are all of the options
That's the
available.
question, what curbside and trash recycling, curbside trash and recycling service best suits your household? So
Like,
you're gonna
some people
circle one
want
of
trash
those,
every week,
one
some
of those
people-
10 or 9 items.
I know, but it's a lot.
Well-
Well, weekly trash and weekly.
But I get it.
recycling.
I get it.
And
But
that's, we don't know, and somebody's gonna be pissed off because
Upset.
the bag prices are too high.
We're on
Somebody-
TV.
Oh.
I'm kidding, I've said worse.
Well, some people are gonna be upset, they're upset because bag prices that they feel are too high.
Well, of course, I
And
get
then
that.
other people,
Trust
if,
me.
if we wanna lower bag prices, even if we reduce service, it still doesn't go
It
down
doesn't
that,
go that much.
that much.
And others wanna pay more, they don't wanna lose the service.
I know, but
So
I don't-
Until you know the consensus, until you ask, you don't know. what-
Well,
I know, but I-
can we,
don't know.
let me ask a question here.
Another, s-
Are we basically getting the survey anyway based on the reaction of the service? I mean, we know that people are, you know, not using the service as much. We had a reduction when the bag prices go up.
Right.
That should tell the tale right there.
A
Yeah,
little bit,
Okay.
a little bit.
so our other quandary is some people are using the recycling service, but not buying bags.
Yes, I understand that.
yeah.
So we've looked at different solutions, and the best solution would be to take the recycling and the composting and the tipping fee for recycling and collection, and then bring it over to a
Tax.
tax
Can be raised by tax,
raised by taxes.
which is the.
And then
side
that
tax.
way, everybody is,
But wait a minute,
Supporting that
Go ahead,
part of the
go ahead.
program.
hold on.
Since you have to supply curbside recycling if you supply curbside trash pickup, and you cannot raise the money for curbside trash pickup through taxes, how can you raise the money for curbside recycling through
That's
taxes?
the state, that's what the state
They
allowed
did
you
say
to
you
do.
can do this,
Yes.
okay.
yes.
You know,
Right,
you
yeah,
don't
that's
have to
my
provide
concern.
compost for another year, right? You do
Two-
2020.
That's if you provide the service at all.
If you provide service.
Right.
If we step away from everything, we don't have to do
There's
anything.
a possibility we might still be able to use the bins, but we'd have to apply for an exemption type thing.
Well, number one, I don't think it would be in the town's best interest to go to a bi-weekly. That would be my opinion, because, man, that trash, I know what it's like in the summertime. Wintertime's no problem, because you could put it outdoors and it'll freeze. However, where are you gonna put it? I mean, the maggots are overwhelmingly disgusting, and I don't want it on my property, to be honest with you. I don't like bi-weekly stuff, especially. Huh?
Agreed.
No, yeah, especially in the summertime.
So let me, I broke it down, I sent the emails where I broke it down for each
Yes.
bag price. Okay, so this, just to give you an example,
And before you, I know you hold your thought there.
okay,
I know, but it says from weekly to bi-weekly, that's 50 cents difference.
that's what,
It's no big deal.
There's no big
That's what we're
difference.
saying.
That's what
The
we're
only way
saying.
of
Why can't we just stay the way we are?
We can.
And then, and what are you laughing about, Peggy? Is that what you're suggesting? Because honestly, none of you have suggested anything. You're just explaining things. You're not suggesting anything. So I'm suggesting that we stay with what we have at the $4 and the $5, if that's gonna help us, and do as you suggest, take the, as far as the municipal side, take that right out of there. Would that be?
we might, because of the reduction, right now, excuse me, for weekly trash and weekly recycling, at a 15% reduction in trash, which reduces your tonnage tipping fee, expenditures are $124,919.
One more time.
$124,919. If we sold all the bags that we think we're gonna sell, the revenue would be $122,550. If we went to if we didn't, that's at a 15% reduction. If we had a 30% reduction in bag revenue, we'd only make $100,924 in bag revenue. It changes the tonnage, but I'm just saying, I'm just showing you that we're probably, we might squeak by, but I don't think we're going to.
You know, I got a letter, now, correct me if I'm wrong, girls. I got a letter from, I don't know, it probably was, I don't know. But anyway, it said that the recycling is going to change, and the plastics are gonna change, and now has to be thrown away. That's, plastics from, is it, correct me if I'm wrong, Peggy, 3 to 7? So, and I looked underneath my milk jug in 7, so I can't throw my milk jugs away, and that's a gallon, by the way.
But that's only
That's-
down at the town
That's
bins.
the big bin.
Oh, it's not
That's the
in
big
with
bins.
this.
That's not the
Your
commingled.
curbside
But we don't-
right now,
that
your
could
curbside
change.
Yeah, we don't
has
know.
to be
But right
put in
now,
the
it's still
curbside,
acceptable.
But not in the bins.
Okay.
Right.
Yes, the bins are different than curbside.
Because the bins use dual
It's
stream.
interesting, isn't
I
it?
didn't know that.
right.
How is people gonna keep all this straight for crying
You know
out loud?
what?
It's ridiculous. It is.
I really just wanna walk away from the whole thing.
I do too, to be honest.
I just wanna
Which is
walk
an
away from the
alternative.
whole thing.
Which is an alternative.
And then everybody
Just to
goes
let you
their
know,
own-
the financials, through the third quarter, we still, when you were asking, Josh, right?
Yeah.
Yes. We're still in the red $6,700 after the third quarter. Someone was it you? I think
That's this upcoming budget year.
Well, right
One
now,
we're in.
right now at the end of March.
One we're in.
We're already in the red.
So you were asking if we were okay going forward at
We're not.
5 and 4.
If we took the recycling and the composting and brought that to a tax base, then everybody's participating in that. And then you eliminate the problem of some people are using the program but not paying into the program.
Yeah, I don't like that idea any more than you do.
Because we want it to be self-sustaining, but
Absolutely.
it's not gonna work that way. If we did that and we stayed with a weekly recycling, or weekly trash and weekly recycling, and we took the recycling and the composting and brought it to a tax base, and our bag prices were at $2.50 and $3.50, we would generate revenue at $83,364.
What's the problem? Why
And
don't
our,
we do that?
and our and our expenditures would be $77,739. That's taking and doing a tax base. And then
That's with every week trash and every other week recycling, right?
yes.
Yes, okay.
Well, that's fine. I don't mind every other week recycling.
No,
It's when we start
that's
going with
weekly.
that.
That's weekly.
No, that
Oh.
was the new one?
Weekly.
Okay.
Weekly.
Oh, and it's still bringing us in revenue.
Okay.
That's your first
Okay.
one on this right-hand
So
side of your
actually, it's all written out
sheet.
here.
Yes.
Yep, I got it.
But I don't have the expenditures or the revenue there. That's the only thing I don't have there, is I don't have
Well, the thing is I think that may be the way to go, upcoming budget, to be honest. I mean, you know, the board will decide one way or the other, but that would be my choice.
But the interim,
But,
Right, that's the,
but I think that if we went with Heather's suggestion and let it fall into that fund, the solid waste fund, and let it absorb it, it's a lot better at 6,700 or whatever it was there.
6,700.
Yeah, than it was 158,000 that we were almost going into,
we were headed, yeah.
we would have got into.
Right,
Correct.
right.
I mean, so,
But I would like, before we just to go back and check
absolutely.
the figures,
Check the balance of the solid waste fund.
check the balance of the solid waste fund.
Okay.
And we need as fast as we can to get the municipal trash out of there so that reduces that expense out of there.
Yeah,
But
well,
that's
yeah.
the only,
But right now, we have to keep it in there because we haven't, whoops.
Why can't we take that?
Why can't that come out of the solid waste fund as
Because you don't know
well?
what you have in the solid waste one.
Well,
Once we know.
right, they're gonna
Right,
go
once
back
we
and
know.
do that, yes,
Right,
yes,
once we
yes,
know
yes.
what's in there.
Absolutely. So that's what we can do. Peggy, go ahead.
I think another variable we're gonna have here is that people that are trying to do things correctly, we're taking everything down to the bins, are now going to not use the bins or sort what they put in the bins, and they're gonna have more out for curbside recycling, which brings up the cost of your tipping fee to Triple T. So that's another
we have very,
moving
yeah.
target.
It's a possibility because they're not taking the 3 through 7s and the commingle
I
still
know.
is. So they may be putting more of those if there were people.
Yeah, but
we
we
don't
do
know.
that anyway. I mean, I put it out. I put my 3 through 7s out.
No, but like some people were bringing stuff to
Yeah,
the
yeah,
bins.
right.
Which now may, instead of bringing it to the
I
bins,
see.
they put it out, where now you're paying the tipping fee, which is gonna go up to $55 a ton, starting July 1st.
Mary Lynn, what do you have? You got something to say? You sure?
Nothing.
Now,
You're in agreement? I mean, y'all, I know you're new and everything,
No,
so
I think we all have different
opinions.
We have different opinions, but I think that Heather's, I
We're all
think we all
understand where
understand where we're
standards.
coming from, and I
Yeah.
think Heather's done, a bunch of work.
Yeah, oh,
And
no
the
doubt.
numbers make sense.
Yeah.
The
My
numbers
brain is
make
mush.
sense.
Worst case scenario, I'm thinking worst case scenario. If you, because we actually discussed what was it, weekly trash and bi-weekly recycling. Okay,
I would.
okay.
I mean, you'd get a no vote from me.
A-
I
As
don't
a
know,
committee,
I'm
that's what
only
we
one.
thought, that
Right.
was, okay. So as, worst case scenario, I would look at the numbers and say, okay, we're gonna maybe have more trash tonnage because it might be, we might have to do $3 and $4 rather than $2.50 and $3.50, just to keep
Well,
that nice,
We're at that right now,
we're at,
and we can,
No,
we're at
we're
4 and
at
5.
Right.
But we're there right now. I realize that if people wanna come back down, but for this year, I think it's gotta stay
okay,
at, don't you? What is the
It
rest
does,
of the
we're
board?
running at a deficit of
That's right,
6,700
we
at
need
this
to
price
stay
now.
at what we are right
We
now.
can't drop it this year.
No.
Not quite
So
yet.
you're talking about dropping it then when, after July, or in a
Any-
whole year?
in a whole year.
So you wait to see if it, but remember, you could be at more of a deficit if the tonnage keeps on dropping off because people are finding alternatives.
Right.
That was the,
It did seem,
that was the reason that
I
we,
get you.
that was the
you
reason
know,
we.
I thought people that had left, if you drop bag prices, people that have left, it's summertime,
Might
that
come
have these ugly containers out in their yard, now that it's summer, aren't gonna wanna look at them. Critters are gonna be out there, might be a little enticed if bag prices go down to return.
Now, see, I knew you had something in that little brain of yours. I mean, big brain of yours. Sorry, I didn't
When
mean.
does
you
the
were right the
compost
first
deal start?
Yeah, 2020.
Okay, so we don't have to worry about
That's
that
not,
for right now.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, we're,
All right, so then maybe we bring it down.
Because
And
again,
You're not
It's a
gonna
gamble,
be, you're not
yeah.
gonna be worse off.
is there money?
Right.
The question, the big question is,
No, no.
is there enough money in the solid waste fund to support the municipal services and the recycling and compost to bring down the bag prices this year?
I don't know. I don't have a clue.
That's the big,
Right, that's what that should
Go get our monthly figures.
No, it's not, because you know what, Cindy's, thing is not in here, this is the,
I have my copy.
do you have the codicil?
I don't have my copy.
Because all this is the outside audit firm.
I think
Do you have one,
town
Tim?
clerk might help.
You know, anything's possible in this bag.
Well, you know, I missed my bag, I didn't get it all tonight, and I was so sad leaving my puppy.
Can we do a survey of the audience to see who uses the green bags or not, just to get an idea?
Yeah, while we're looking up, would you guys let us know tonight, right now, answer question, do you use the green bags? Or
You
do
raise
have
your hand if you use a green bag,
Raise your hands if you, oh, God bless you. 3, 4, 5, 6.
so the majority of people in this room use a green bag.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, we're in solid waste, as of June 30th, 2015, okay? Was $138,184.60. Now, that was 2015. So, we don't know what the interest is now. Plus, don't
He's not
forget,
here.
on July 1st, we will add an assessment in there of 26,000.
It's just about 27, yeah.
Yeah, it's about 27, well, whoever wrote in here, nice penmanship, 26,900.
That was my wife, the real brains in my family.
Well, I just love her artistry, in case anybody wanted to see it. Good doodling. The assessment was 26,962. So that would be 150, but you're not counting what was taken out, we're not counting what was brought in. the income for pay as you throw, we're not adding in the interest and the investment gains or losses. So,
Tim, I have to understand too that we don't
Yeah.
really understand or know what the municipal,
we're still in a meeting.
what the municipal, services aspect of this is, what kind of impact it is. We don't even know what the total of that is, I guess, too.
That's what they're gonna check on.
But that's what Heather's gonna check over, the whole
I
committee's gonna
see.
check on.
I see.
And,
Wait a minute, where's that?
and get back to us. Now, I know you felt that this was too soon for you, and probably it was, but I know we had discussed that, we wanted you in here, the beginning of May. And we still have time, that maybe is 2 weeks enough for you to get that information and get back to us on May 16th, 18th, whatever it is? To bring you back at that time?
16, yeah.
Because we can't wait, we have to get this done. This is not something that can, just wait for months and months and months at a time. We gotta either help our people or,
We do have some figures here, ending figures for the period of March 9th.
okay?
If
But I
somebody,
can't find them.
if somebody can interpret the report from the treasurer regarding the detailed transaction report.
Chris can figure it out.
I don't want to.
Yeah, I don't think,
I
Those
can give you a
expenses
figure
are-
that it was in January, but there was that was a report of March. But
I don't,
it's all different now,
it's
so.
changed,
It's
so.
changed so much now that there'd be no sense in probably even looking at those figures. The figures on the first 2 pages
Well-
will be Cindy's balances and
Yep.
and their different accounts.
I don't know, it looks like, with a balance of, in and out kind of a thing.
This, yeah, the solid waste fund is in there somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah,
But I couldn't.
because we got interest. Wow, $1.25.
Wow.
Cha-ching.
I'll buy half a bag.
Small one. No,
Small
no.
one. Not even a small one, sorry.
That was January's interest. I'm excited to see what February was. Oh, 88 cents.
Which means we have the invest money in the
Okay. Yeah, because you have the income, and then you got the outgoing, and it leaves a balance of 21.
But there's two figures that you have to add together, she said.
Well, yeah, you would. You're going to, this is the income, and this is the, what you paid out. So you have to not add them together, you have to minus that one from what you got for income. So what I'm telling you is the balance was $21,257, but,
Could I make a suggestion while
Yes,
we're
go
all looking
for
at
it.
paper? This process seems to be so complicated that, and there's also some missing data points.
yeah, I think
that we should probably even schedule a separate special meeting to find out what the finances are and try to discuss ways to deal with that. And because I think it's extremely important and a lot of money involved and a lot of different feeds, like municipal
And we
waste
can have
and all
this-
the rest. And I'm not even clear as to where municipal waste fits on this
Yeah,
question,
I don't
even
like
if it
the
does.
question.
It doesn't.
You're assuming that it's off.
Yeah, we're just,
So this numbers are like no municipal waste to deal with.
Right, yeah.
All right, well, I think that this is so complicated, we should really
I think it should have
a
it separate, yeah.
special meeting
Okay.
that we actually focus on this, and we have our
And have the
data.
treasurer come in too.
The treasurer would be good to have, and frankly, I'd like to know what kind of money we've been spending to have an empty dumpster sitting down at the rec center all winter.
I'd like to
because
know too.
That could be a substantial amount of money that I don't think we should be
I
spending.
don't think the rec department knows, it wouldn't be the rec department, it would have to come from Triple T,
Well, that's
am
what
I
I'm
correct?
saying, the Triple
Maybe
T has
possible
got
for them
numbers
to
there.
bring it in the spring and pick it up in the winter.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Well, anyway, that would be my recommendation.
let's do that.
Because I don't think you're
Is that
gonna
okay with you girls?
come to the,
All right, so, let's pick a day. Our next regular meeting is the 16th. So, do you wanna have it next week, midweek, or the 16th, 17th, 18th, maybe midweek?
No, can't have it the 18th.
Not the 18th, that's a VCRD meeting.
Oh,
And the 11th is
Spaghetti
a
supper.
planning commission meeting, unless you want to
okay,
have it
so
earlier
let's
in the
go
day.
to, maybe the,
Tuesday,
Tuesday the 17th,
go to Tuesday the 17th, yeah,
or Tuesday the 24th, up to you guys.
do the 17th, can you do the 17th?
What time?
Isn't the 24th when we set our meeting for?
Right,
Yes,
Anyways?
Yes.
So maybe we'll come here instead?
yes.
I think we had scheduled our next,
Our next
Recycling
meeting is
meeting.
the Tuesday, oh, that was at 4.
Oh, 4 o'clock,
At 4
yeah.
o'clock, though.
So why don't we set this special one on the 24th at 6?
Okay.
I know that's gonna be a long time for you guys, because if your meeting's at 4,
early morning.
good night, guys,
Thank you.
thanks for coming. Or would you not wanna do that, cause that would be a couple hours.
Do you wanna
or
do
4
it the
hours.
week before?
The
Yeah.
17th.
Can we do it the 17th?
Yeah, let's do that.
Is that okay
And-
with you all?
Yeah,
Yeah, we're gonna do it for May
I
17th,
probably
so,
won't make that one.
no,
no, you can't?
No.
Can you
We have a
meet
wedding that weekend, we're planning, so.
Well,
I'm probably out
congratulations
that whole
on that.
week.
that whole week? Okay,
The 12th?
24th, it's okay.
Well, the 12th is, Thursday.
How about the 12th? Can we do that?
Okay, I have a solid waste meeting. that night.
Good grief.
And Bob does too, so.
So the 13th is out then, too, probably. That's a Friday. You can't do Friday? No. All right, so she's out, so
Why
we're
don't-
back to the 24th,
Let's do
25th.
the-
I don't have to be there on
let's do the
12th, you know.
24th, let's do the 24th,
And
We'll get figures from Cindy
Well,
for
do we-
our meeting at 4 o'clock and then come here at 6.
or we can maybe change our meeting to start at 5,
That's
Yes.
a great idea.
and,
then just
Okay.
come right in.
and then,
Then we're here anyway.
yeah,
That's perfect.
rather than be here for 2 hours, we'll just, yeah.
Okay, great.
All right,
Okay.
so we'll set our meeting at, May 24th
Fourth,
at 6 o'clock. That gives you girls an
That
hour.
gives us an hour, okay.
All right, and so we'll have to have an agenda for a special meeting. And also notify Cindy to be here as well. Okay? Thank you so much, Katrina. All right.
so
then-
what information should we,
Like, wait, yeah, what do we,
what
what
do,
we, should
other
we
than
plan
the
on bringing?
solid waste
Fund.
fund,
One of the municipal.
Yeah, we wanna know the municipal breakdown.
And I was gonna say, who can get us the
well,
do
information
that.
on what we're.
I've asked that, and it's,
will,
this is what I have from Triple T. What the recreation department now would cost about $1,800 a year. The fire department would cost $1,260 a year. The town garage would be $480 a year. The town offices would be $600.
So, I'm sorry, you're too
I'm
fast.
sorry.
1,800 was rec,
Yep,
1,260 was
For the
where?
fire department.
Fire, okay,
town garage was $480.
oh well,
The town offices were $690, and the school, when this was originally drafted, was $82.20 a year, but they did take out one dumpster, so I don't know what.
that seems.
8,000?
Yes.
Do you have
But
this
it
as
shouldn't
an
be less
electronic
because they
copy?
took out a dumpster.
Well,
But
it's
it's
not
less.
even
Still have
accurate
it, I'm not
information.
sure.
Well, I'm
It is-
just
it's
thinking
not-
that it
we're
would be
not
nice
accurate
to
still.
actually,
distribute this.
actually, you
select
have
board.
this, Chris,
Yeah, we probably
you
do.
have it, I gave it to you,
You gave it to all of us
okay.
that night, right?
And it seems like.
No, I was going to, and then they said, you hold on to it, and then
I
when
don't
all
remember
the
that.
uproar came about, I emailed it to you trying to explain what was
All right, well, all right, then I'll look through that email and get
Well,
through these
either that,
guys.
or maybe
If I
Katrina
can-
could take
if
a
I can
copy
take-
of
if I
what
haven't
they've got
deleted it.
and send it out.
Yeah.
Oh, retype it, okay.
She can email it over to me, I don't have.
Yeah,
Why
yeah.
don't we get updated correct information between now and then?
Yes.
Do we have
Yeah.
permission to talk to the department
Of
heads?
course. I don't think you need to talk to the department
No,
heads.
I think you should do it, Chris.
Yeah, I don't think you need to talk to the department
Well-
because they were a little upset, but, because they don't know that they were,
'Cause I just wanted to know what kind of service they could get by with, cause I don't know.
Well, I think we just need to look at the current numbers
Yeah.
Okay,
and
yeah.
then work from there.
okay, current numbers are good, I
And
can
we'll
do that.
poll the department.
can
heads.
do
Because we don't even have an
Yeah,
accurate
I-
set of current numbers from the
Yeah,
sound of
I
it.
don't think we need to.
For the
talk-
municipal
Oh, you
side.
guys need to, I will, or
I
the,
tried to ask Peter
Yeah,
for
it
that,
is.
so I would know what to pull.
the
Yeah.
school's the one that
And he
set
said
me off.
you can't really go with these numbers he gave us
Yeah.
because it's all inclusive and this doesn't necessarily represent their total tonnage, it's like, 'cause it's all mixed in on the same route.
Yeah.
And so they're gonna have to put those on, those municipal pickups on a different route to pull it out of that. So you need to almost have them here too instead of a different route for these.
Yeah, why don't we ask Triple T to come in too?
Couldn't they couldn't the department heads estimate how many bags about they put out every week?
But the only ones that use bags is the highway
Highway, and
and
he
the
said,
town office.
And the
Yeah,
town office.
and the highway said that they use, what did he say,
Three or four.
three or four bags of
barrels.
and the town office uses 7.
Department or.
Yeah, he
Isn't
said
that what you said?
several
Several.
bags a week.
Because you've got the library in here too. If they have a dumpster, they know how much that is.
Yeah, but I
Depends
mean,
on dumpster
the library
weight.
probably don't
It goes by
use-
tonnage.
That's true.
They have a lot of.
Well, they
You
know
know
how
how
much
much
patrons
they
too,
He's
so.
talking about a lot of
Recycle, yeah.
So we can weigh the tonnage separately.
But I'm upset with the rec at 1,800 when we only use that half a year. I mean,
It's not
only in the
direct
summertime.
fault,
No, no,
you know,
I, no, I'm not upset at the rec
The
department, I'm
system is
upset that.
broken.
Right.
Yes,
The
it is
system is
broken.
broken.
we didn't have to worry about it before.
Well, the rec department too is 3 months a year,
Yeah,
Yeah.
or not even, really.
And it
Is
seems
it,
like
is the easiest way to do this is just have them draw up a potential contract, the way we said?
I think so.
Between now and that meeting on the 24th, please draw us up a contract that we may potentially sign on the 24th,
A draft.
drafted
Yeah.
contract for separated municipal, and
Yeah,
that clears up everything.
perfect.
Yeah.
Then you're not estimating
That
anything.
gives us,
Exactly.
That's a
that gives
great
us the
idea.
exact numbers for everything going forward.
Yes,
yes,
yes. And then you can go back to the various departments if you
Departments
like
and
and say you need to make this go from year to year,
Yeah.
if you so choose, but you'll know what the numbers will
Right.
be.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a
Yeah.
great
And that
idea.
seems-
okay, very
And that
good.
seems like a lot for the fire department too. They're not full-time, they're
Yeah.
not there all the time.
Yeah, I agree with you, I was gonna say, I mean, what, really, and I don't mean the rec department, and I don't mean the fire department. I'm just saying, if that's what we're charged for the fire department
Maybe they
and
need
for
a
the
smaller,
rec,
maybe they need a smaller container.
I think that, something,
Yeah.
something.
I mean, if the town office can put out bags, I gotta imagine that the fire department can put out bags.
Yeah,
Good point.
Thank you.
right, that and
I
the
don't-
rec,
But, you know, I would have to talk to Todd and see, you know, what do you use the dumpster for?
you also, you know, you could, yeah, exactly. All right, let's meet on the 24th, let's get this meeting going, because we've,
Yes.
this is getting way too late here. And I can't thank you all enough.
And now at that meeting, we want Triple T to come with
Yes.
a contract.
Yes, we do.
Okay.
With
Draft.
municipal and
Are you gonna
Pay
ask
them.
them from the
I
select
can,
board, or
well, I have an address for Peter, I mean, I have an email address for
what do you
Peter.
want?
That's fine. I can just, the board would like to have a separate, I wanna make sure I do this. Board would like to have separate contracts made, one for the municipality and one for the pay-as-you-throw, is that correct?
That's exactly what
Draft.
I want.
And have that ready for a
Draft contracts,
draft
yeah.
contract and have that ready for a special meeting on, which we would like to have you attend.
Yes, on May 24th, 6
Yeah.
p.m. Thank you.
Great, okay.
Perfect. Thank you all very, very much. Very, very much. Hard work, a lot of work. Appreciate everything you do. No kidding. I mean it. Okay, there's no cemetery deeds.
Oh.
But did Tim wanna talk? Oh, no.
No.
Okay, let's go to the minutes.
Madam Chair,
Go.
I move to accept the minutes of April 11th and April 12th special meetings and April 18th regular meeting, as written.
Okay, did we have a correction on one of them?
Oh, yes, we did.
We did,
I'm sorry.
yes.
With the correction on April 18th, with the addition under old business, page 3, cemetery caretaking contract, it should reflect that this contract will go out to bid at the end of the contract, which will be November 1st, 2017.
I need a second.
Second.
Thank you. All right, motion's been made and to accept this minutes of April 11th and 12th special meetings and the corrected copy of, the regular meeting on April 18th with the corrections. Any more discussion on them? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Those opposed? Ayes have it.
Abstain. I was
Right.
not at the April 11th meeting, so I can't agree to all of them.
Okay, but that's right. She did group them all in together, didn't she?
She did,
Boy, how dare her.
but that's fine, it
Yeah.
passed.
It's okay. All right, go ahead. Bills and warrants.
Yes, I have a bills and warrants statement here. Madam Chair, I move that we authorize the payment of bills and warrants as follows. Warrant number 15-16.2, accounts payable for $1,550,000 and $9.71. For warrant number 16S, payroll, $8,752.42. And finally, warrant number 17S, a payroll at the amount of $7,171.10.
Need a second?
Second.
Josh beat me to it.
Thank you, Josh.
All right, any discussion on them?
Did you want me to mention the big ticket item, or do you all looked at it?
We looked at it, but it's a school.
But if you want to, so
Well,
that
it's just
people will
in
know.
case you wanted to know, that's the periodic school payment.
Right.
Apparently, we dipped into our treasury to pay them for the taxes we collect. I found that out today, I didn't realize that. I'm learning something new.
That's what brought it up over $1 million.
That's right.
Okay, motion's been made and seconded to pay and sign warrants 15-16-21 in accounts payable in the amount of $1,550,009.71. 16S payroll, $8,752.42. 17S payroll, $7,171.10. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Ayes have it. We have a couple of things that are gonna need executive session. Do we just wanna go with the Wyndham Regional appointment and do that first?
Yes, I think that's an
Okay,
excellent
I'd
idea.
entertain a motion if we have a person so interested.
I move, Madam Chairman, I move that we appoint Tim Arsenal as our the second representative to Wyndham Regional Commission.
Second.
Any discussion on it?
Thank you.
Would Mr. Arnold like to say anything?
Would you like to say something?
I'd just like to say that in seeing the potential state purchase of the hydro dam here in town, we as Groton residents need to sound the alarm.
Yes.
Another major taxpayer is at risk, and that needs to be represented before any and all agencies that would have a say in this thing.
Yeah, I agree,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Thank you for
Tim.
stepping up.
Yes, thank you.
We appreciate it.
Yep, all right, motion's on the floor to appoint Tim Arsenal as our second representative to Wyndham Regional Commission. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? The ayes have it. Katrina.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Do you want to go to that next? And then we'll take the last
Sure.
two executive sessions. Mary Lynn, do you mind waiting one more we're gonna go to.
It'll be a
Vermont-
quick one,
Uh,
promise.
Vermont Council on Rural Development first, before we take you.
No, that's fine.
Okay, all right, so we're gonna go to that. Bronna has some stuff for us, so go ahead, Bronna.
I'm recommending that I clarify with Jenna Whitson just exactly what the $40,000 grant covers. She's gonna be here tomorrow, meeting with you, meeting with Tim.
She's gonna be meeting with Kevin to check out
Ah.
the facility for some of the meetings, and she and I will be taping an interview for BCTV.
Okay, very good.
So I will ask her tomorrow when she's here at 10 o'clock in the morning, and I will have that clarification. What does the $40,000 cover? $40,000, yeah. The dinner, the mailing of the flyer. And when we also, those of us who are making phone calls need to know when the flyer will go out. Also, we need to know when the big red sign needs to be out. We wanna wait on making our phone calls until after the flyer. So there's what other questions do you have you want me to find out, and how do I let you know? And all of you, I can communicate with all of you, or with Katrina, or you, and you can take care of it. How do you wanna do that?
I think communicate with Katrina, and then have Katrina get a hold of all of us, and let's keep it with Katrina, that way it's in one central location, in case my computer goes on this, my computer here, haywire. But we also have to reaffirm our email decision, which was not to pay for a flyer and not to pay for the spaghetti dinner, because of we all agreed that we weren't going to do that, because they had told us that they would cover everything in Vernon, and that they had just got a grant. That was what we.
So I'll let them know
If I
that.
might ask a question, Madam Chairman, the conversation that Rona has with this person, if we have a vote on that tonight, how will we take into account what Rona discussed?
Let me interject, we've already been
We've
told
already-
by VR's,
VLCT, I mean
VCRD,
VCRD.
stupid
That they're
acronyms.
gonna cover it.
I know, but I hate
That they're gonna take care of
Yeah.
everything that we have said that we weren't going to take care of. So we don't have any further decisions to make.
Oh, fine.
Okay, and we have made a decision.
Yes.
We had made an email decision not to do that. We have to reaffirm that tonight.
Right, well then, the question is then what Rona going to accomplish by talking to this person?
Well, then we'll
For
know,
me, I don't know.
we'll know what it covers in the future.
Oh,
But they did say to us that they were
Agreed.
going to, it wouldn't cost the town.
and I recall, I wasn't here when that discussion occurred, but I certainly believe what you're saying. I'm just wondering that if that's what they said, then we just go with that. Is the board then authorizing Rhonda to talk to this person about what they aren't going to cover, or is that what we're saying?
She's just talking to them.
I was gonna do it anyhow.
We're not
It was
authorizing.
curiosity,
so
it was
Curiosity.
curiosity why the question was even brought to us to begin with.
Well,
Yeah.
That's all it is. I don't think it's a necessary conversation, but
Okay, all right.
if it's something
I
that we
just
wanna
wondered
have,
what
then we
bearing
can.
it would have on our vote.
It doesn't.
It does what we've already made.
No.
Thank you.
Perhaps like this man, Tim Walsh, if he has a bill or anything, he should, maybe I could find out how that should be covered. I mean, there's
We
little-
don't have, the bill is not coming anywhere near Vernon.
No,
Everything's going to
Well,
the
okay.
committee, the Vermont Council of Rural Development. They are taking care of every expense for
Right.
this with their $40,000 grant. We don't have any,
that's my understanding also.
we have no skin in the game outside of, participating in.
Yeah,
Yeah, we didn't budget for these things, and,
no, it was.
you know, but,
covers-
anyway,
Madam Chair,
go
I
Sam.
move that we affirm the email decision on Vermont Council of Rural Development having their 40,000 covered that you said it would.
Great.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you, Bronna, and
I'll let you
please
know.
let us know, okay?
Yeah.
I did receive a phone call today, just so you know, about this and my possible attendance there. You mentioned something about phone calls? I received a phone call today about that.
The steering committee people, made a decision on what the 6 subjects are that we're going to be discussing, and they're very, very broad. And then people volunteered to make phone calls to, step back. Then we went around and signed up saying, oh, here's some people we should contact to invite specifically for this. And I think the tactic is, the strategy is, the more we get this in people's vision and mind, the more they will want to come. And so we signed up to make phone calls. And Tim and Munson and I are waiting till the flyer comes out, which went out with the newsletter yesterday. But that's supposed to go to everybody in town. That's one of the questions. And that's why you got the phone call.
Okay. I was just letting you know that, you had mentioned that you were waiting for calls, or to make calls.
Yeah.
And some of those calls had already happened, because I received one today.
And you live in town?
No?
Well, Rachel Hammond doesn't live in town either, but she was raised here, so there's some people that weren't in town.
Who made chairman of the steering committee? Cause I nominated Tim Arsenault, and, but I couldn't be there, of course.
I don't know
when I was talking because of
who-
my migraine.
Jenna called last week and, called me last week and asked what I thought, and I named a couple of people, and I don't know who has made it.
Okay.
I know, I can tell you, I don't know if you want me to say it officially, or, I know like 2 or 3 people were recommended, but she was gonna do some more.
Oh, no,
It's
no,
not,
yet.
there's no, the steering committee's work is done, it doesn't exist anymore after the 18th, or, then it's the task forces, and they will each have chairs.
Okay, very good, thank you. All right, so now we have 2 executive sessions. Do we wanna go in, to the executive session with the town administrator position, with calls to VLCT and candidate number 13? Or do we wanna go ahead and take Mary Lynn?
Question,
Yeah.
will the delaying the VLCT call have difficulties for them, or
I can answer that because she's been,
hammering you on the phone? All right, well, that's easy.
they are not expecting our phone call until 8:30, because that's what I told her would be an estimated time based on the way the meeting was
Okay, then why don't we
going.
take Mary Lynn
Oh,
now?
excellent idea, yes,
Take Mary Lynn now, and then we'll go right on to that,
yes.
okay? Mary Lynn,
What's it called, what's the reason?
well, let's get her up here first. Mary Lynn, wanna come up? We haven't gone into executive session yet, people.
You're just getting ready.
We're
Get in the coat.
yeah.
We haven't gone in, not yet.
It's, somebody's buzzing here on the table.
That's me, sorry,
Oh.
it's probably Abby again, I don't know.
Litigation, is that what we?
Okay, so,
Madam Chair, I move that we go into executive session pending litigation at law,
pending or possible?
pending or probable. Excuse me, I'm sorry, this one requires 2 motions.
Yes.
So, Madam Chair, I move to find that premature general public knowledge of the pending litigation at law will clearly place the town at a substantial and/or individuals at a substantial disadvantage.
I need a second.
Second.
Okay. Motion's been made, to find that premature general public knowledge of
The pending litigation at law.
the pending litigation at law will clearly place the town or individuals involved at a substantial disadvantage. If you think I'm gonna continue reading these kind of motions. You got it though, right? Write down, Pat. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All right, next.
Madam Chair.
Yes.
I move that we go into executive session to discuss the pending litigation at law under provisions of Title I, Section 31(3)(a)(1) of the Vermont statutes with Mary Lynn Sherman.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed?
By the time we
Ayes
get
have
this
it.
one, Pat, they're gonna change them.
Okay, the board went in executive session on a complaint with, Mary Lynn Sherlin. And, at
Seven.
7:57, came out at 8:08, and no action was taken. Now, next, go,
Madam Chair,
yes.
I move that we go into executive session on the appointment or employment or evaluation of a public officer or employee per 1 VSA 3133A3.
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Oh, wait a minute. Do you wanna put a friendly amendment with that, to include a call to VLCT
To
and
include-
to candidate number 13
To
possibly?
include a call to VLCT and candidate 13 possibly.
All right, now, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Ayes have it.
The time?
8, wait a minute, I go by this. 8:11. We were in executive session. We went in at 8:11, came out at, come on phone, 8:37. No action was taken. Go, Josh.
I move the select board hire Michelle Pong as the Vernon Town Administrator because her experience and qualifications match the job description.
Second.
Second, excuse me.
Look at third.
Okay, any discussion? Motion's been made and seconded to hire Michelle Pong, so on and so forth. You got that motion?
It's on recording.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, the ayes have it. But is there any opposed, just in case? No opposed. All right. Is there any public participation on any agenda item? No? Correspondence, the only thing I have is Human Resources Employment Law Workshop being held Thursday, June 2nd, at Capitol Plaza Hotel and Conference Center in Montpelier, Vermont. It would not be something that I would be interested in, but maybe our new administrator might be. And I will, give it over to her. And no media.
Can I ask one question?
You may ask me anything.
Because I think you might know that, I think what happens is those newspapers watch these things, and that's how they make their articles.
Yeah.
So, just because I'm curious, when would the new town administrator start?
I do believe she said that that it was gonna take her at least a month to start, because she would have to give 4 weeks, notice.
Thank you, that was my only question.
Okay, anybody else? Question on the new administrator?
I do have a question.
Sure.
Where's she gonna be in the building?
Well, we thought maybe the library would be a nice place.
We got a
I-
table down back.
I'm kidding.
And it comes
You
with
know,
Wi-Fi.
you know, right behind Tim's office there, that little,
Yeah.
yeah, Tim has offered that up
Oh.
for that very reason. I mean, for that very purpose. Sure.
Then my question would be, where is she coming from?
She's from West Chesterfield, I believe.
Originally from Brattleboro.
Originally from Brattleboro, yeah.
She moved overseas, if you will. Just kidding.
Across the river.
Yeah,
Across the river.
over the seas, over the river and through the woods.
Where did she work before?
She's working for a nonprofit, association out of Bells Falls, I believe. Anything more?
I was gonna try to find the name of it, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I can't remember off the top of my head either.
I don't know if she's given
Part-
notice yet.
Huh?
She is,
Oh, she has, okay.
well, she will be.
Say what?
I didn't know if she had yet.
Say what?
If she had given notice yet, so I didn't know if you wanted to mention the name yet.
We've taken care of that.
Thanks. Sure.
Madam Chair, I move that we adjourn.
Okay, I need a second.
Second.
Okay, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Guys have it.
Silence.